put out there, and this particular project which you've worked so hard and working so hard to make a success. I just want to let you know that it is one that is very commendable. It is one that is
Thanks,
going to
God.
go places, and I
Amen.
will, I would continue to be a part of it. And also, I'm happy for this ones who are here to start up with you this humble beginning, because in a couple of months, in a year, nobody will know will be able to phantom the length and breadth which this particular project would have spanned across. And we will all be happy that we were here. It all started. And it is such a great honor. It is such a great honor to be here to speak to everyone. Thank you
Thank you
again for
very much,
having me.
sir.
Without taking much of your time, let's go straight into the business of the evening. Uh, Talking about cooperatives, there's a lot about, cooperatives, and carving out such a wonderful topic, exploring cooperative investment opportunities for business owners. It's so timely. It is, very effective and very crucial, because one of the things you understand now is that the country is currently going an inflation, and the reason why there are a lot of complaints is because we have a whole lot of what's it called, a whole lot of entrepreneurs in the country. And when we have a whole lot of entrepreneurs, the thing is you're going to have concerns of those entrepreneurs, having to meet up with the economic challenges, because the thing with entrepreneurship is that it demands a lot per time. So you need liquid funds, you need operational funds to run your business, you need operational funds to cater for your overhead, you need operational funds to be able to upscale. And um, these are one of the reasons why you see that the inflation is felt even harder than it should be felt, because at this point in time, we have a high number of entrepreneurs. And so, because these entrepreneurs are having a hard time at the moment, it's going to rub off on the economy. So, this is why I believe that this topic is one that is very crucial. It's one that's very fundamental, and most importantly, is one that is very timely. So I want to thank you again for such a wonderful project, such a wonderful platform you've created to bring in entrepreneurs. And I want to task everybody who's here, please. We need to put our hands together and ensure this project goes places. The next time we're having a dress up challenge, I want to task everybody to bring a minimum of 10 persons. You know, entrepreneurs around you. So please put this on your platforms, bring them in, let us support. Let us be able to, bring more persons to learn, to be able to upskill, because we must be able to mitigate the risk. And the truth is, I tell people that as entrepreneurs, as young people who are wanting to do, something for ourselves, there is no competition. Even when we are playing in the same industry, we can all succeed. We can all go, because if you want to go fast, then you need to go alone. But if you want to go far, then you need to go together. So let's try our best possible, because what we can do for each other at this time is to ensure that we are having the valuable knowledge and we are in the right room. People must be in the right room, and you must understand the language that is being spoken in the right room. For example, the head of the Nigeria Stock Exchange, for instance, is a human being, right? He knows when a stock is going to crash and he knows when a stock is going to appreciate. But, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that that same man has a driver who drives him every day? And he makes his calls in the car. Every time he's calling his friends to say, oh, you need to invest in this stock because it's going to go up today. You need to take your money out of this stock because it's going down. The driver is in the right room, but he doesn't understand the language. So the driver continues to remain poor because he doesn't understand the language of what the person is carrying at the back is saying. A lot of entrepreneurs are like that. We're in the right room, we're in the right communities, we're on the right platforms, but we have not worked to understand the language. So when I saw a topic such as this, saying exploring cooperatives, cooperative investment opportunities, it means there is somebody who's trying to make people understand the right language. because being in the right room is no longer enough. So there are a lot of us who, by the end of this meeting, will see that what they know as cooperative and now how they have, dealt with cooperatives is totally different and probably may not have been the best approach. So I'm going to start now and say, really, what is a cooperative? When we talk about cooperatives, is it something new? When we talk about cooperative most time, the first thing that comes to our minds is the woman in our streets or one of our mother's friends who have a group of women that meet every week or once a month, and they do meetings and they gather their money together, and one person takes it this month, and that's the idea a lot of us have about cooperatives. But the truth is that cooperative has gone way bigger than that. It has always been bigger than that, but now cooperative is now very corporate. So the corporate in cooperative is now even more pronounced than ever before. And I'm going to take some time to give us the insights into all of this to be able to expand our scope. So the first thing is a lot of persons are going to say, why do an entrepreneur need cooperative or belong to a cooperative? As an entrepreneur, like I said before, it is essential for us to have funds, to keep funds aside for the successful running of our businesses. And it is only the funds you've kept aside that you can grow. Let's note that it is only the fund that you have kept aside that you can grow. So let's take a farmer, for example. A farmer is able to harvest 100 tubers of yam, and the 100 tubers of yam, he ends up selling 80 of it, and he consumes 20, which means he has consumed the whole lot. Yeah, he has consumed the 100 tubers. The next planting season, that farmer is going to struggle to get seedlings to plant again. So it means that it is only the seedlings he was able to save that he can multiply in the next planting season, that he can grow. And this is what the cooperative structure offers us as entrepreneurs. It means we must be conscious to put funds aside that we plan to use as our seed yams. And one thing that will help us keep these funds aside is a cooperative practice. I'm not against banking. I'm not against the banking system or the banking structure, but the banking structure has always been designed to make people poor for two reasons. So when you put your money in the bank, one, you're going to have that money devalued. You're going to have a lot of unnecessary charges, run up on that account. And secondly, you are not able to make, good informed decisions or investment decisions from that money. Reason being, the discipline, the amount of discipline that cooperative inculcates in an individual is different from what the banking sector offers. So the cooperative structure is able to discipline you to save towards a goal, to save towards building, to save towards increment, to save towards upscaling, towards mitigating a risk, not just towards solving a problem as the banking structure does. So the banking structure helps you to keep your money so that when there's a flat tire, you are able to have some money to sort it out. When there's blackout, when you need something, you're able to take out money to buy it. But for the cooperative structure brings people together who have the same goal, oneness. That's why you see the cooperative core values, the logo of the cooperative is oneness, power, and progress. Because when people come together with a common goal, that's another attribute of the cooperative. Cooperative brings people together who have a common goal. So if we're 10 persons having a cooperative, it means we have a common goal. And it's easier for us to build a sustainable community where we can, help each other. And by doing that, we're able to, be powerful, because together we are powerful and together we can progress. And so what it does is that the cooperative inculcates the level of discipline that ensures you are putting something aside. So what is the difference between the cooperative and a savings? A cooperative puts you in a group where you are accountable. For your savings, for those of us who grew up having wooden boxes and all of it, there are times where you have some challenges and you just go up and break up your safe. It's different from when you are in a cooperative that you are accountable to. You're in a cooperative where you have, a timeline of how long this money is going to be there. And some cooperatives now, you have to share dividends, which means that if your money, your cooperative, your savings is, able to give you dividends, you are able to stay even longer, to keep your money even longer, because you're getting something in return, which of course the banking sector or the banking structure is not going to offer you. So there are two types of cooperatives. There is the community-based cooperative. The community-based cooperative is a cooperative that is based on a community. Let's say association of trailer drivers, or association of tomato sellers, association. That's a community-based cooperative. So you need to be in that business to be able to be a part of that cooperative. So they will know where, you need to be. For example, you want to be in the cooperative of panel beaters. You need to be a panel beater. That's a community-based cooperative. It also extends down to the kind of cooperative that they will say, okay, the people in this particular location or in this particular locality belong to a select, a certain cooperative. And so the criteria for joining that cooperative is because you are from that part. A lot of us are used to that kind of cooperative where, for example, you say the people from Ekiti State, maybe a particular village in Ekiti State, they will the ones that stay in Lagos, they will gather themselves together in Lagos and form a cooperative, which means for you to be a part of that community-based cooperative, you need to come from that community or from that village. That's a community-based cooperative. Then we have the company-based cooperative, which we know as the staff-based cooperative. For example, you will see they say NNPC cooperative or Chevron cooperative or Nigeria Breweries cooperative. And such cooperatives is for staff of a particular organization, maybe active or retired. And it means that these people, the criteria is that you must be a staff or you must have worked for that corporate or for that organization or for that company to be a part of that cooperative. Then the third type of cooperative is the hybrid cooperative. So the hybrid cooperative, it can be a combination of both, where you see some kind of cooperatives maybe registered under the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trades and Investments. So yes, cooperatives are regulated. A cooperative, for example, does not need a CAC. Cooperatives are not registered under the Corporate Affairs Commission. They are registered under the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperatives, Trades and Investments. Some states call it the Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Cooperatives. It's the same. It's one and the same. For Lagos State, it is called Ministry of Trade. Some call it Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperative. Like Oyo State, it's called Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperative. For Lagos, it's called Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Cooperatives. So this ministry under the government, structures, regulates, monitors the cooperatives, and also provides security. It means that a registered cooperative will be audited every year. The account of the cooperative is audited every year. The head of the cooperative, who is the president or the ESCOs, cannot just wake up one morning and go and pull out their funds from cooperatives. So you need to be able to have a certain level of discipline, because before any money comes out, the ministry, which people who are called area commanders, will be able to countersign the check, so they are aware that you are not just spending funds unnecessarily or putting the funds of people at risk. So that said, we know that cooperatives, and yes, cooperative documents, cooperative accounts are audited. So when your cooperative account is not audited for the previous year, you do not have the license to run it for the next year. So cooperatives are duly audited, duly regulated. And now to the business of the day. How do you explore cooperative investment opportunities as a business owner? So one thing you need to understand, that as a business owner, like I've mentioned earlier, there is always a need for funds for operations, a need for funds for upscaling, a need for funds for overhead costs, and a need for funds for expansion. Being in a cooperative means you will have access to those funds. So by being a member of a cooperative, you are able to access 200% of your savings. So which means that if I belong to a cooperative and I've saved 500,000 naira, I can access as a member as much as 1.5 million to 2 million from that cooperative. So which means that I can continue to maintain my savings and be able to channel it, a benefit for cooperative, for investment in my business. And one of the things also it does is that the cooperative will scrutinize what you need the funds for. Unlike other agencies, even the bank or other channels where you can just get a loan and do anything you want to do, become the latest big boy or big girl for 1 week in Lagos State, because all those money does not pass 1 week, no matter how much it is. The cooperative will ask you what you want to do with that fund. The cooperative will ensure that that fund is put into good use. And thirdly, the cooperative uses the structure of membership guarantee, which means that two other persons or one other person in the cooperative are the ones that will, guarantee you in that cooperative. And so nobody who is a cooperative member will will sign for you as a cooperator to guarantee you when they do not know what you want to do with that fund. It's different from the one where people list their father and mothers who are non-existent as guarantors. So cooperatives gives us a level of accountability that helps you, take decisions that will enhance the growth of your business as a business owner. So it enables you to take decisions that when you're taking maybe an overdraft or a loan or a credit or an advance, you're taking it and you are putting it right into your business. That's what cooperatives, offer. And over the years, cooperatives have been able to, give a lot of, a lot of succor, a lot of support to business owners, and it continues to do that. I know a lot of persons may have heard stories of people after they, you make maybe savings for a year in a cooperative, and at the end of the year you are not able to access your funds because probably stories come in, the person is nowhere to be found, the person is giving you one story or the other. That leads us to the risks associated in cooperative savings. So the truth is there will always be risk when there is no legitimacy. And legitimacy is the sorry about that. Legitimacy is the only proof that can fight against risk. When there is absence of legitimate checks and balances, you are bound to have issues with your your cooperative savings. For example, somebody walks up to you and say they run a cooperative or they are into cooperative savings and all that. How many times have you asked if they are licensed? A lot of us still run cooperative on the basis of, oh, I know the woman, or no, I know the man, which is even one of the biggest threats to cooperatives or to your savings. Because a person there is very little you can do to them. At the end of the year, you just feel, what has happened has happened. No matter how much you talk, how much you brag, whatever happens, you're not able to do anything because it comes down to the point that, this is a neighbor you have known for 15 years. This is a family member. This is a friend. The truth is, when it comes to cooperative investments, as business people, we must ensure that we carry out our due diligence. I tell business people, when you want to be generous, be generous. But when you want to make informed business decisions, you must ensure you are doing your due diligence. Check out the cooperative registration and ensure that the cooperative is up to date in terms of audits. Every cooperative must have an audited report. So if your account was not audited the last year by the Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Cooperatives, you are not licensed to run cooperative this year. It means there are some people whose money you have not given. So do not allow those people use you to run the scale of the Ponzi scale of taking your money to pay the people of last year and waiting for the people of next year to pay you, because that's what a lot of cooperatives are doing. So, and when you are doing that, there is no way your accounts can be audited. And that is a red flag when a cooperative cannot provide you an audited report, an audited account. It is a very big issue. So ensure you do your due diligence. Ensure that you are able to look at the red flags and you are able to say, oh, this is a decision I want to make because I'm making it from a point of, a clear space. Cooperative savings, cooperative investments are not what you do because you know the person involved or because you know the people who claim they have been involved. So, and also every cooperative must be transparent. You should know the other cooperatives, the other cooperators, because according to law, every cooperative must have what we call an AGM. AGM means annual general meeting. The annual general meeting of a cooperative is what closes the fiscal year of the cooperative and starts the new business year of the cooperative. So that during the AGM, you see the other cooperators. The cooperative must give you account of how much came in total, how many cooperators you have, what the cooperative funds were used for, how much was gotten as interest, how much went into loans, all that. So one of the things you will check, do not join a cooperative because you have a family member who says I've joined. I've been with them for 2 years. Join the cooperative because you can see their track record. You saw that they had their AGM. They are having their AGM up to date. They have audited reports. Because I tell people that things are too hard for us as business people to begin to put our funds, to gamble with our funds. You need to be able to because every cooperative must be accountable to its members. You must be accountable to your members. You must be able to, to provide them the level of security that made them come in the first place to put aside their funds. And this is one thing I want all of us to ensure that we do from time to time and ensure that we're able to carry out our due diligence. So, ladies and gentlemen, the truth of the matter is that cooperative investments, is crucial. And there are a lot of cooperative investment opportunities for business owners. So one, I've talked about the loans, where you are able to access credits as as one of the opportunities. You're able to access, according to law, as a member of a cooperative, you're able to access as much as 200% of your savings. So if you have saved a particular amount, you are entitled to 200% of that. Then secondly, another thing is you are able to be in a community of people who will push you, who will encourage you, business owners who have the same story and who have been through the same route and the same road which you are currently on. So it's very crucial for you, like I said earlier, to be amongst people who have the same vision as you have. So one of the problems of young people today is we have too many diluted communities. As a young person who is looking out to be a change maker, who is looking out to be the next big thing in the corporate world or in your industry, or in your sector, the truth is there are a lot of things you should not have time for. And everybody you are letting into your space, every community you are belonging to rather, must be a community of people who are able to push you, people who you can be accountable to and who can be accountable to you. And that is one thing that the cooperative offers. The cooperative offers people who are making the same sacrifices as you are. So be cautious of belonging to communities of people whom do not share the same background or take the same risk with you or as you. So if we are together and we are taking the same risks, we will be able to watch out for each other. It's different from when, a cooperative an association where people are there for their selfish interest or for their selfish gains or for individual interest. The interest of a cooperative is oneness, coming together to solve issues that concern the whole of us or everybody who is involved in that cooperative. And also there is another thing we need to know is that as business people we can never undermine the importance of investments. As business people we must invest. Invest both in our businesses and in ventures that will give us the return on investment, the ROI that can help us upscale. And so, what the cooperative does is that the cooperative is able to give you that platform, not just to provide you savings, but to help you pull up funds that you can use for tangible investments. So, as a business person, as a business owner, there's one thing I believe that, for example, every business owner, you're supposed to have, a list of the things you want to acquire, and you're supposed to have a roadmap towards a success. So, as a business person, never make the mistake of saying, "Oh, at the end of by 2025, I want to have 3 branches to my business." Or by 2025, I want to have my business should be worth 100 million without having a roadmap. If you have targets and you have goals without a roadmap on how you will achieve it, you cannot achieve those goals. So be conscious about your roadmap. I tell people, don't list out too many targets. All the targets that are financially inclined, you want to buy a new car, you want to move into a new office. As far as money is the end goal, sum it up. It is better to have fewer targets on your list than to have so many targets. First, check what are the priorities. So these priorities are the things that should be on your list as a business owner. And when you have these priorities and you're able to celebrate small wins, you now know a roadmap. So your roadmap is tied to milestones. So many of the things on your list are not targets, they are milestones to your targets. You must be able to differentiate them. So when you have a list where you have itemized your milestones as your targets, it looks very difficult. It looks like you have set a hill before you, a mountain before yourself. So have a target and have milestones. You have a target of building a business that is worth 100 million. How do you achieve it? Getting a new shop or getting a new office is a milestone. It is not the target. Increasing productivity, taking a new course, doing, improving yourself, those are milestones. So when you put those milestones, you're able to put timelines to them. So once you are putting timelines, and it helps you to chronologically arrange these milestones towards your target. So when you achieve something, though you are celebrating your win, you know that you have not achieved any targets. You've only hit a milestone that pushes you to be able to achieve your next milestone. Very important. We must know this, we must be conscious of this. So do not never mistake your milestone for your targets. Your milestones are the wins in between, the triggers that ensures, that gives you the what is it called, that gives you the information and the guarantee that you are on the right track. So when you are on the right track, you are going to be meeting your milestones along the way. So the more milestones you are able to check on your list, the shorter you are to achieving your targets. And the cooperative inculcates all of this discipline, gives us all of this understanding, and puts us around the right people. Imagine belonging to a platform such as this, where you are able to, gather yourself at this point in time. Just the way you are putting your time here now, 8:02. There are many persons, business owners like you, who are arguing between Davido and Wizkid, who is richer, who are sweating it out, who are on platforms, who are on Facebook groups, arguing who is richer between Davido and Wizkid, or who is right between Burna Boy and Idris Abdul Karim. You see, the truth is, are they not expending resources? Yes. Are they not doing things? Yes. But is it on the milestone towards your target? That is where the question is. That is why surrounding yourself with the right people. And most of the time, cooperatives give you, that platform, that avenue to be with the right people. And when I say cooperatives, I am not talking about Ponzi scheme groups. That's why earlier I talked about the securities, the things you must check. The things you must know. It is not about seeing a credit alert of 2 million on somebody's Facebook and say, I just received 2 million, guys. Join XYZ, register, bring 5 people. And when you bring 5 people, they will bring 10 people. And because you have seen, you say, that is not a cooperative. There is no structure to it. It is leading nowhere. It is a pure Ponzi and it's going to end in tears. There's no need. See, a lot of people have gone to fast and pray about their Ponzi scheme. God will not answer those. God does not answer those prayers. I believe you already know from experience. So you must ensure that you do your due diligence. What are you joining? Who are the persons in this cooperative? Who are the persons and what is the goal? Is this cooperative registered? Is it duly registered? Do we have transparency? At the end of the month, do we know how much has come into the cooperative? Do we know what the funds are being used for? Do we know who is taking a loan, who is not taking a loan? All of those things are important. And as business owners, we must be conscious about exploring opportunities. So people talk about luck and say, you need to be lucky and sometimes opportunities. See, opportunity does not come but once. Opportunities will only meet people who are ready. So if there's an opportunity for somebody who needs to, opportunity for somebody who is in need of a car, and I've not built myself to be able to be around people who sell cars and know one or two things about cars, it means that kind of opportunity cannot come to me. I may be in the room where somebody announces that, I need to buy a car tomorrow. And somebody else may be in that room, and because you know somebody who sells a car, who sells cars or who has a good reputation and who has integrity, I may be able to gain from that business. So we must ensure that there is a hidden cooperation inside cooperative. And you can only cooperate with people who have like minds, who have like visions, who have like targets. Imagine we're 12 in a football team, or 11 players in a football team, and there are 2 persons in the team whose aim is to remove the ball anytime we try to score. Anytime we want to score the goal, they will kick back the ball. We may not be able to achieve our goals, even if we have one of the best players in that team. So the goal to achieving the metrics to achieving our goals is to ensure that everybody is working towards that collective goal. And that is what a good cooperative will be. A good cooperative will help us, will help us prepare for opportunities. So that when those opportunities come, be it investment opportunities, you are able to take the right decisions. And also, one of the other opportunities is that it gives you clear advisory. Imagine belonging to a platform such as this, where you have business people with vast, vast experience in different spheres. It means that, for example, you're coming and you're meeting our very own leader here, and you're saying, I have this challenge about my business. I need a certain advisory. Instantly, she knows the person or the mentor or somebody to direct you to, or somebody to pull up resources from, to say, this lady is into this business. I think she can offer you the best advice you need. This person is into this. Why? Because this is a conscious platform. This is a conscious sacrifice to put people who want to grow. And in putting these people together, you are putting people of diverse experiences. In this place, I believe you have people who have lost one or two, lost money to Ponzi schemes before. You have people who have gained from, you have people who have gained from valuable investments. You have people who have tried businesses and lost their funds in the wake of inflation because probably they made wrong business decisions. You have people who have opened businesses and overstaffed at the initial stage and run down all their funding and not able to have money to upscale. So you cannot be in platforms like this and make the same mistake twice. Because coming into this place, also, cooperatives are the only places when you want to take funds and they will ask you what do you want to do with these funds. And you see, cooperative will advise you against, my sister is doing wedding and I need to go and spray her money. Cooperative will not release your fund to you. Cooperatives are that, they are that conscious. They are that conscious of one another. They are able to provide you, that accountability and that advisory. And what this helps you is that you are able to, open up to more informed decisions. Then, when we talk about investment opportunities, cooperatives offer what we call dividends, like I mentioned earlier. So it means that when a cooperative is in place and together they are doing different businesses or taking, engaging in different practices that can increase the cooperative portfolio, they are able to, they are able to get funds, or you are able to you're able to get returns on your savings. So let's say you put your money in the bank, you're putting your money in the bank, you are going to be charged for putting money in the bank. You're going to be charged for having an ATM card. Now they have a new one which they call account maintenance. I don't know if they take mop to go and clean your account or to go and check if the structures are. Account maintenance is still, because there's no way you are running a virtual account and you are maintaining the account. It's just, more ways to get, funds from people. So on the other hand, a cooperative will give you dividends for saving your money, which means it will give you rewards. A cooperative will reward you. Currently, the minimum, what was it called, dividend that a cooperative can give you is 15%, the minimum. So the cooperatives, there are some cooperatives now that offer as much as 25% dividend. Some offer 30%. So imagine saving 1 million in a month and you are taking your 1,300,000 from your cooperative. Of course, in your business, you know what 1,300,000 will do. Meanwhile, what you were targeting to solve would cost you 1 million, but now you are having 1,300,000 because your cooperative is offering you 30% more. So that gives you enough time. That gives you a bigger, you are able to make more informed decisions. You're able to make better decisions. Please, let's note our questions. If we have any questions about cooperatives, about past experiences, areas you don't understand, any question it may be, just let's note it down so that we're going to take some of those questions and we're able to, still work within our time frame so as not to go overboard. And also so that we don't forget these questions and are able to get the best out of this section. So if you're not with a pen and paper, you can jot down your questions on the chat room, so you can always pick them up from there when you want to ask them. So we can look through these questions and offer the best advice. So if you have questions, you can drop them there if you don't have a paper and pen with you, and so we could pick it up from there and answer them as we go on. It is important as business people to know that cooperative practices is crucial to the success of our various businesses. We must be able to scale, and cooperatives has helped a lot of businesses and a lot of business people, because the truth is that the people whom you keep money with together are the persons who can come through for you when there is time of need, because they know that it is not like this person is not making a conscious effort to be better. It's not like this person is not making sacrifices, because the truth is that any money you don't save, you will still spend. That's the truth. Any money you don't save, you will still spend. So the truth is that at the end of a cooperative year, you have not deprived yourself of any essential. Check it through. Savings belonging to a cooperative does not mean you are depriving yourself of anything essential. The money you will pay for your rent, you're still going to pay it. Your feeding, your clothing, the essentials. It is just the only difference is that it cuts you the slack from a lot of expenses, unnecessary expenses. So when you have a cooperative obligation, there are some things you naturally will not do anymore as a business person, because you have to meet your cooperative obligation. So one of the things that the cooperative does to help do this, to help curtail this, is that when you default in your cooperative, you lose all your interest. So when you know that your cooperative at the end of the year, you stand to earn 300,000 naira from it or 500,000 from it, would you want to default? The answer is no. So that extra bottle of beer you would have consumed, or that unnecessary party you would have attended, or that maybe the mobile phone you don't need, or the video game which all those excesses, you have places to, you have a better option to, to put in all of those funds. And it is very important that we look this through and we're able to make these decisions, because the truth is, as business people, we owe ourselves because making a decision to be a business owner in the first place is a lot of sacrifice. It means you are there to solve a value. You're there to offer a value, rather, to solve a problem, which means that you have put yourself in a position of accountability. You have put yourself as a problem solver to people. You want to exchange value. And so you owe it not just to yourself, but to people around you and to the people who look up to you and up to your business for solution. That is why you need to be conscious. You need to ensure that you are able to, provide the best level of, service, best level of value that you can offer. And cooperative offers all of this. A good cooperative is the best decision any business owner can make. When you are able to there's nothing like at the end of your cooperative tenure, you are getting your cooperative funds in bulk. The funds you put aside as piecemeal, you are able to get it not just in bulk, but with a dividend, a reward. There is nothing as interesting as that, and there's nothing that is as important to a business owner as that. And so I want to, do this as a call up to every business owner. Ensure that you are putting funds aside in a cooperative. Ensure you belong to a good cooperative, a regulated cooperative where you can have your funds accounted for, where you can be accountable to one another, and where you can belong to a community that continues to pull you up and pull you further. So thank you and God bless you. I'm going to be taking some questions now for everyone who has questions.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Sebastine. Thank you. Thank you. Am I pronouncing that name right?
Yes, the name is
Sebastine.
Sebastine. Sebastine,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. I
Thank you
just want
very
to be
much.
sure. Thank you
Yes,
very
you
much.
are.
So
You
please,
are.
if you have questions, please do want to raise up your hand. Questions? Okay. Mrs. Abimbola, please go ahead and ask a question.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for
Good
that
evening,
lecture.
ma'am.
It's an eye opener. I really enjoyed it. I've been looking
Thank you so
for
much, ma'am.
this
Thank you
kind of
so much.
opportunity. I want to find out this cooperative of a thing. I know I'm not part yet. I would have joined, but the issue of some of them will take your money away. And some people will take your money away after doing cooperative. You won't be able to gather your money. I want to ask a question. One, can you form cooperative with friends and then government you know will register you? Then another one, how can we, if I don't want to form any cooperative with anybody, how can I know the right one? Like I say, somebody wants to take me to one cooperative last Thursday, but because I was so busy, I didn't follow her. She said she has gotten one or somewhere. So sometimes I'm always scared of this cooperative. How do I select a good one? That's my question. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much, Ma. So you started by talking about the concerns. So yes, the truth is a lot of persons have lost their funds to unregistered and unlicensed cooperatives. So please, one thing I want to point out: people gathering and putting money together doesn't mean it's a cooperative. It's just the way somebody who carries their bag to the market and collects money. It doesn't mean it's a bank. So, and these persons may have good intentions, but we know life happens to everybody. And, so the risk is that's why I say you cannot bank your money with, on just trust because the risks are enormous. So your second question, you also mentioned about forming a cooperative with friends. If government can, like, yes, so there are practices which you can form a licensed cooperative. You need to have about 20 members who will put down their names that they are members of the cooperative. 20 members, you need to register a name. Even if you don't register the name with CAC, it means you must have a name. So most times, don't go to CAC. Just go to the Ministry of Trade, Commerce, and Cooperatives. Yes, go to Alausa. They have a ministry for that. They will give you a form. So you will fill and you put their names. So out of the whole of you, you must have somebody who is a president. You must have a vice president. You have a treasurer. You have a secretary. That 4S code department, very important. The president, the vice president, the treasurer, and the secretary. Then you have members. You have members. So once you can have that, and you people have come together, you choose a name for yourself, you can register that cooperative. When you register the cooperative, you get the cooperative registration form, then you will now be accountable to that. You'll be attending meetings, accountable to that area. So, for example, you are in a particular area, maybe in Koshofe, you are in Ikoyi, you must use the ministry that covers that area. So, for example, I cannot be licensed in what was it called, local government X, and be operating in local government Z. So also you must be conscious of that. You must register in the local government where you are based, where that cooperative practice is based. You register there, and it's very easy. The registration is very easy. You start joining the meetings. When I mean meetings, I'm not talking about just your meetings. So apart from the fact you must hold meetings among yourselves, you must also join the general meetings. And also, most times they will send people from the ministry to attend your meetings to ensure that everything is going smoothly and everything is going as planned. And also, like I said, they will audit the account, which means that it is not an account you can just wake up and go and be withdrawing funds from. It's not an account you can be using to run POS business because you want to use the money to make money. When it comes to audit, you will explain all about those things. A lot of cooperative people, you see, they have POS business. As they are collecting your money, can a cooperative run POS business? Yes. Which means that all the members will be aware. The money you are making from that POS business, all of them share it. So it means that the cooperative have decided that we are going to have this as an arm of our business. Are we together? So that's it. So, and also, like I said about knowing a good cooperative, ensure the cooperative is licensed, ensure the cooperative is, is audited, and they are having their annual general meeting, which is the AGM, and ensure ask for their audited, what was it called, audited accounts from the ministry. Also, you can also go to the ministry direct to find out if a particular cooperative is, is doing all their obligation and is licensed. And the ministry can also send you to a good cooperative, because they will send you to a cooperative that is, they can vouch for. So just you can have all those numbers. The numbers are usually available on public domain. Area commanders, area controllers, rather, area controllers of the various cooperatives. I don't know if I've answered your question now.
So you have answered it, but I want to know what the fund. Do they have a particular, in bank you have so amount of money before you can be licensed? But this one, do
No,
they have
no.
something like that?
No, you don't. Once the cooperative gives you, once you get your form and the cooperative gives you the license, you take that license to the bank and open your account. So what you need is not a CAC. To open your business account, you need a CAC document. To open a cooperative account, you need your cooperative license, not a CAC. So don't waste your money and register with a CAC. Take that license and the ID cards of all the ESCOs, like I've said, and they'll open the account for you and put two signatories. Usually it's two signatories.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And then there's no minimum
Okay.
and there's no minimum obligation in terms of amounts.
Is that easy to open? I don't know that is
Yes,
that easy.
it's
Is
easy. Yeah,
that
it is. It
it's easy
is.
to open?
Thank you very much, sir, for answering that question and for the presentation as well. So is there any other question? Any other question? Has anyone dropped question in the advert? Okay, Mr. Adekunle, please can you unmute your mic and ask your question?
Hello, good evening.
Good
Hello,
evening,
good
sir.
evening. Yeah, good
Good
evening.
evening, sir.
I want to ask the age category of people that can come together to form a cooperative. Can people below 18, right, constitute a cooperative and be managed by a cooperative expert for them. Take for instance, maybe students in high school or some sort like that.
All right, thank you very much.
Hello?
So, yes, I'm
The
with you. So, thank you for
question.
that question.
Second question.
So, okay, second.
Second question. Can cooperative own a microfinance bank?
All right, thank you so much. For the first question, where you talked about currently by law, adulthood in Nigeria is classified 18 and above. And so you need to be 18 and above to be able to belong to a cooperative. Also, you said students. It's not allowed because to be in a cooperative, it is believed that you have a source of income. So you need to have a source of income for you to be able to save. So cooperatives usually are legally open to people who are 18 years and above and who have a source of income. That is what's applicable. Then your second question you asked about oh, did I forget that? Please remind me.
Can a cooperative form a microfinance
Okay,
bank?
of course. Many of the microfinance banks you see today all have cooperative license. So most of them, it's easier to form a microfinance bank through a cooperative license than going directly. So 99% of the microfinance banks you are seeing today, that's why you see them that before they license them as microfinance bank, many of them started as credit companies, maybe loan companies, or all these normal savings coming to collect monies from people's savings. And before you know, you see that they say they are now a microfinance bank. So yes, cooperatives can have a microfinance bank. In fact, a lot of the cooperatives you're seeing out there today started off, a lot of the microfinance banks started off as cooperatives.
Thank you very much, sir, for answering that question. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, so aside from, you made mention of businesses when you were answering Mrs. Abimbola's question. Aside from POS business, what other business can cooperative organization or institution invest our money into?
Yes,
Like
agriculture.
industry.
Yes,
Okay.
agriculture. The two major business, even POS business is not advisable. The two
Oh,
major businesses you should invest is agriculture and real estate. Yes. So you should invest in agriculture because when you are doing, let's say you are investing in a POS business, for example, you must ensure that it is the POS is not tied to your cooperative account. Except if maybe you say, okay, this 200,000, we have withdrawn it from our cooperative account and use it to start a POS business in a different account. But don't make the mistake of tying a POS to your in fact, you won't even be able to do that. Of tying a POS, most you can so that you can get some form, you can get payments through ATM cards. But don't make the mistake of using that ATM and POS machine as a what was it called, a point of sale terminal for POS business. If you are to do that, ensure that you have a separate account where you are funding, so that also it helps you to have accountability. So at the end of the year, you are saying, oh, we put 300,000 into the POS business, and you can show the trenches in which the 300,000 went out. So it's not like you are seeing that flow, because when you are auditing your account and those inflow 10,002, 5,001, this is showing, you are going to explain to auditors what happened, which of your cooperators are bringing this money and putting it out. So a cooperative account must have a very clean account statement. So every other business, the money must go out. So businesses that are very, very good is agriculture and real estate. Agriculture, because agriculture has a ready market and the cooperators can earn a lot from agriculture returns. And also the cooperators can earn directly from the agricultural produce. Then real estate, because real estate is one industry where you can not run at loss. You can is inflation proof. You know, you are not able. It's very difficult for you to say you bought a land today and you want to sell cheaper. So real estate is one other business. So agriculture and real estate, but the businesses you should stay clear of Financial, all those forex and all those kind of businesses, run with your two legs. Any business that is financial, they say bring 5,000, you are going to get 20,000 naira in 14 days. You take the whole cooperative funds and go and put there because all the cooperative members want to. Please, it's not acceptable. In fact, it's not acceptable, and you should desist from.
Sir, thank
Another
you
reason
very
why Another reason why real estate and agriculture is also because all the members can see. It's a business that they can all see. So if our cooperative have 10 acres of land, we can all go there and see it. So the risk of somebody playing using our money for something else is very, very low.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for answering that question. Okay, Mr. Ogundikpe. Please, Mr. Ogundikpe, before you ask a question, Mr. Dekle, do you still have a question, or this is a mistake?
Hello?
Okay, I don't think he has a question. Mr. Ogundikpe, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Please, does he have a minimum member to start cooperative, I mean, to start cooperative society? Does he have minimum member? And what is the maximum member of cooperative society?
Okay, the minimum member to register a cooperative society is 20. So
Yes.
according to Lagos State law, in other laws, in other states it may be different. But in Lagos State, the minimum number, you must have 20 members. And after that 20 members, you must have schools. And this is the information as provided by LASCO Fed, which is the Lagos State cooperative body that controls cooperative. So the minimum member is 20, and asking if there can be a maximum member, no maximum member to your cooperative.
Wow.
But the minimum member is
As
20.
many. Wow.
As many as possible, yes.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much, sir. I don't think there's any other questions. So please, House, let's say a very big speaker, Mr. Sebastine, for this wonderful presentation, for this eye-opening presentation. So please unmute your mic or drop in the chat box if you're in a noisy place and say thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
sir.
having
Thank
me.
you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, and so, yes, thank you, sir. And before we go tonight, my name is, I need to tell you about myself, and I also have a very important information to pass across. First, let me talk about the announcement. Earlier, before others joined us, I talked about the TikTok feature that is currently ongoing. There's something beautiful about TikTok whereby you can monetize it. You can, you've read a lot about YouTube monetization, and now it's saturated. And before you can rank on YouTube, it takes a whole lot of effort and time. But really, TikTok now has a feature whereby you can monetize it. But the only limitation to it is that you have to have a TikTok UK account, and you have to register it with a TikTok agency. So, and if you're interested in this, as business owners have been emphasizing on the fact that it is very essential for us to create content for our business. We can't afford to be behind. We can't only leave our content creation to comedians and skit makers. Our business too must create content for it to have visibility. But in creating content with TikTok new feature, you can also monetize it, but you have to have a UK account and you have to be registered with the TikTok agency. So, and to get this registration done, yes, we have a network of persons who can get this done for us right there at the UK. So if you're interested, please do not reach out to me with the sum of 150,000 naira. This is going to this agency. It's not going to my pocket. It's going to this agency. So if you're interested, please do what to reach out to me. Yeah, so that as we are publicizing your business, product, service on TikTok and creating content, you can also monetize it. And lastly, my name is Tommy, with the brand name, The Business Health Expert. When it comes to promoting your business using digital marketing and getting many customers to your business, you should reach out to me. I'm ready to offer my best service. And when it comes to automating your business using software, do what to reach out to me. So at this junction, we bring this meeting to a close and see you tomorrow by 7:15 p.m. So everyone, bye, and do have a blessed week ahead.
Good night. Bye bye.